Hey folks, welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Livingston, man, could you bring up that other screen here for me?
Bringing it up, boss.
A couple of hidden things. So tonight, on the show tonight, we have some things to talk about. We got a couple topics we can discuss. We're going to do our usual shenanigans, because that's what we do. We like to have fun here. It's entertainment as much as it is educational. So we're going to stick with that theme here this evening. But some of the things we're going to talk about tonight, Elon Musk.
Top stories tonight.
Being the beacon of free speech. We are going to talk about all the goings on in the China. And the big volcanic eruption that's going on right now.
It's a Mauna Loa.
Yeah, man, she's going.
Fucking up air travel as we speak.
And breaking news, red alert.
Emergency.
The Senate passed a same-sex marriage bill today.
Thank the Lord Jesus.
Yes, it's happening. John Strieber, what's going on? Dunkley, what's happening, my friend? Vision Preparedness, Jeep Girl, Outlaw Jackson, subscribe. What's up, Survival Prepping Tigress? What's happening, everybody? Virginia Bushcrafter, I see you sneaking in there. So yeah, we're going to get to the shenanigans here in just a minute. Livingston, man, roll that beautiful bean footage. So I guess the first question of the night is, how do we look? How do we sound? Does everything look okay? Does it sound okay? We have been having some technical difficulties here in the recent past, I guess.
The gremlins.
Yeah, they're always after us. Always.
Gremlins.
Yeah, they're in there.
Hello, Outlaw Jackson. So good to see you. Check out my shirt. Where is the light? It says American Outlaw. Made me think of you.
Absolutely. Survival Prepping, Vision Preparedness. Thank you very much, John Strieber. Appreciate the heads up. Yeah, man. There's all kinds of stuff going on the old interwebs today. All kinds of things. You want to start with the same-sex marriage bill?
Oh, man, do I want to start with the same-sex marriage bill. I mean, shit.
Yeah, so,
folks, our top story tonight, the Senate passed bipartisan legislation Tuesday to protect same-sex marriage, an extraordinary sign of shifting national politics on the issue and a measure of relief for the hundreds of thousands of same-sex couples who have married since the Supreme Court's 2015 decision that legalized gay marriage nationwide. What does this mean for us? And if this ruling was made in 2015, why 7 years later the Democrats can finally get around to passing a bill? Well, it took so long. They had Obama back then, not for very long, but still.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. I guess it just didn't seem like a priority then.
I guess not.
They said with the recent abortion thing, the overturning of Roe versus Wade, that they were nervous that the Supreme Court might turn same-sex marriage on its head.
They didn't make anything illegal, though.
No.
That it would again turn to the states' rights argument, and
Absolutely.
Everybody loves states' rights until they start using them, and then it's a big deal.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, hey, I'm to each your own. Live your life, freedom. If that's your thing, do your thing. Marry your friend, your partner, your buddy, your pal, whatever floats your boat, man. Live your life.
Government shouldn't be talking about these topics as it is. There shouldn't be Chuck Schumer. Look, can I just show him this fucking douchebag who I hate?
Yeah,
right.
Old Chuck.
I physically dislike this guy, but at any rate, good
Brandon
for him.
JL, what's happening? Sunset, how are you? So
props to all the LGBT folks. Got like you're legal now. Like it should have never been.
Well, it still has to go to the House.
You cannot legislate love.
It still has to go to the House and then be signed by the president. But then it would enshrine a bill into law that the same-sex marriage is good across the board. Not just the Supreme Court's say, but also Congress's say, which is...
If somebody wants to piss on the parade float, okay, then let's do this. They're showing contempt for states' rights. Again, any state that would apparently finds this wrong or whatever and makes it illegal... This is federal government stepping in and saying, nah. So is there an erosion of states' rights? Yeah, whatever that is. Yes.
Well, I think more so they're just trying to enshrine it in the federal government that it's good to go. You know what I mean?
And what else?
But why? Again, you pose the question: why 7 years later is this finally coming back to home to roost? And it was supported well. I think it was a 60-something to 30-something vote. So majority of people supported this in the Senate, and it's a good thing, man.
Can I ask a loaded question? Does anyone this is has really not much to do with prepping and or survival, but since we're on it,
it's a hot button topic.
Does a landmark same-sex marriage bill winning Senate passage, does that bother you, and why? Okay, this person answered exactly kind of the answer I was expecting to see.
Yeah. As God forbids it. God forbids. He says it's an abomination. That's what the Bible says, and that's how a lot of people take it.
Now,
to each your own. Live your life. I choose not to judge anybody for anything. That's not my job. That's it. Live your life. But other people feel very strongly that it's not allowed. And that's their right to feel that way.
I have noticed that folks, especially these two issues, will start pulling out God and the Bible. But how come it's only these two issues that fire you up? It's not usury. It's not idolatry. It's not fuck the First Amendment, because we've been trampling on the first commandment the whole time we've been walking this earth. Now, God said a whole bunch of shit, but we go ahead and pick and choose what we're going to say is wrong for someone else. And then there's the whole, when somebody says to you, hey, you got to take this shot because, a big guy said do it, and we're all doing it. You're like, hey, don't jam that down my throat, man. But when two gay guys want to get married and jam something down each other's throat, now we're going to pull out the Bible and start talking about Jesus. I'm simply calling out hypocrisy. You're going to live by
hypocrisy
all of the commandments or none of them.
Is a tough one. Sherry said it right. Do as you want, as long as you're not hurting someone else. Live your life. Leave the little kids out of it. That's all.
I'm not hating on anyone's
no. Live your life.
Position. I'm
do your thing.
Open-minded, it's called.
I agree with your right to be able to do it. And I think they should have taken care of this a long time ago. And we find that government kicks the can down the road. That's the moral of this story. This conversation just proves to me I will not survive in a bunker. Jake Creature, welcome. Hey man, they're going to kick the can down the road every chance they get. They're going to push things off for somebody else to deal with later, right?
Or in this case, I guess maybe a long way around, but what I was chiseling away at is it's they're making all these gestures for votes and support.
Yes. It's the Democrats appealing to their base, and I think this is something that...
people should not be rewarded for voting a certain way. It should be the opposite. Politicians should be rewarded with the vote for acting a certain way and legislating properly. And I'm still on this topic, as much time as I want to spend on this topic. Sorry if I offended you with my whatever, but I just think that it's a little too late, and I think that government, by legislating love, they're opening up the door to be really in your fucking ass about what else is there after that?
Anything that they want.
Because this is them saying, oh no, you can get married to whoever you want.
Yes.
Okay.
So hang on a second. I want to take a look at this. There was a number here. So it it was approved in the Senate, 61 to 36 on Tuesday.
Including the support of 12 Republicans.
Correct.
It was Schumer said. Chuck Schumer says it was a long time coming and part of America's difficult but inexorable march toward greater equality.
There you have it. There you have it. So, on to the next topic.
The gays are getting married. Fucking deal with it.
That's right.
Hawaii volcano Mauna Loa.
It's going.
Erupts for the first time in 38 years, and officials give an urgent update on the harmful ash fall that could occur.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Lots of these Hawaiian volcanoes are pretty dramatic.
Share some of these photos with the folks because
I'm going to show you guys the screen I'm looking at.
This is, if you click on one of these, it will show you a few more photos also.
There's
so
a lot
some of these,
spreading.
Some of these are pretty epic looking photos. And it's something to pay attention to, man. It really is, because this thing could, there was a worst case scenario kind of plan that went along with this. As worst case scenario, they're going to have to evacuate some people. This thing is known to flow into a billionaire's neighborhood.
We'll do something about it quick.
So exactly. So I'm very interested to see how fast they evacuate this billionaire's isle, they call it.
Shit tends to move rather quickly when the rich are involved.
To run towards.
You guys, one of these volcanic eruptions can set back years. Anything like carbon tax or any emissions.
One hiccup from Mauna Loa and it's all over.
It was all for nothing. You're paying taxes and trying to change the weather with money somehow, and this deletes that. Yeah. And we're only going to see more of this.
It's true. And
it's because they stay digging up them mummies.
Yeah, if y'all could just please stop digging.
They found one that had a jewel in its eye, and it's do not remove the jewel from the eye of the sacred mummy.
Obviously, somebody did that, and here we are.
Yeah.
And see, everybody's already on the we all gonna die. We'll talk about that tomorrow, how the volcano is gonna eat us, and we're gonna have to sacrifice a virgin to it to try and stay alive.
They have a volcano warning. A quarter inch of ash could accumulate. Now, volcanic ash is bad, man. In some cases, it's like glass.
Yeah, correct. And when some of this stuff hits the water, it gets really, really bad. So,
and also with these coming
West Coast, keep your eyes on this thing because
earthquakes come along with these. One of them apparently measured 4.2. And out in the ocean, what you're asking for with an earthquake in the ocean, that's a tsunami.
Yeah, so
pay
attention, guys. Pay attention.
They can cause damage and destruction miles and miles, hundreds, thousands of miles away from where it started.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw what happened with the Hunga volcano I think it was over the summer, maybe last fall when that thing blew. That was they say that eruption was tremendous in size. It wasn't small scale by any means. So, these things can go off at any time and really mess up your day or perhaps,
I'm with
some kind of extinction level event.
You could say that one of these could certainly lead to one, especially a super volcano going off. Not so much like Yellowstone.
Right. An underwater one would be the worst.
There's a place in Siberia, and there's it kind of borders on Russia and India. It's called the Deccan and Siberian Traps. It's a giant wound in the earth. Yep. And a long, long time ago, millions of years ago, it bled magma and CO2 for a million years.
Oh, fantastic.
Changed the climate, did all kinds of everything, combined with the fact that a comet had happened to have hit and the 1-2 punch that caused the ice age that we're coming out of now, and that's why it's getting warmer.
That's funny. Volcano is a safe word.
Jackson also recommends we just make volcano eruption illegal, and I'm like, yes, let's put that.
Yes, we need to legislate that, outlaw. Yes, yes, that's it. That's how we fix everything.
Perfect sense.
With things written on pieces of paper.
Now, volcanoes aren't just something that'll happen in your neighborhood, unless, of course, you live on a rift or a fissure zone in
correct,
or a hot spot.
If you're in Washington State, I mean, you do got to kind of pay attention to that stuff.
In America, you're basically talking about that Pacific Rim area,
down the California Ring of Fire.
All the way up, even Alaska has earthquakes and what do they call this? Tectonic geologic activity.
Yeah.
But it's all along with those two tectonic plates coming together. Learn something every day.
Very true.
China's COVID protesters have become targets of Beijing's surveillance state, but unfortunately, the Wall Street Journal has given us a paywall, and we can't read the article unless you can read that back there.
Boo.
All right, Wall Street Journal. It's Jeff Bezos. Why'd you even click on that shit? So anyway, they're shooting up the protesters in China with tanks and shit.
Well, that's
Tiananmen Square.
That's the next
2.0.
That's the next article. Merkel is in the ring of fire, so hey, be on your toes over there. Be on your toes.
Well, here we go. All right, the sun.
Volcano dams, absolutely stray kids.
Tanks have rolled onto the streets of China as Xi Jinping orders a clampdown on the white paper anti-lockdown protest. So what they do in these totalitarian countries is if you put a message or some protest on a billboard and hold a sign, that's illegal. So they protest by holding blank
pieces of paper.
I see them do this in Russia too.
Yeah.
And they end up getting arrested for it anyway. They're arresting people and putting them in jail and doing whatever else because they're holding a blank piece.
Some of these photos. So there's obviously. Go ahead and share the screen.
The infamous tank man.
They're gonna demonetize
memories.
us anyway, so we might as well show all the folks what we're looking at.
Now, apparently, this has been all over Chinese social media, which I avoid because I'm not trying to get marked as a spy. I stick to Russian sites only. I can read that.
Yes. Some of these photos
They're mad because 10 people died in an apartment fire. It was blamed on the draconian zero COVID lockdown.
Like they wouldn't let these people out of the building while it was on fire.
Building was on fire. They were like, you can't come out.
Correct.
This is totalitarianism at an extreme.
Absolutely. Shitbird Militia, what's happening, my brother? How are you?
Hello, my friend.
Hey, feel free to share these photos with the folks.
I'll scroll down where you guys. Now, this is a tank in the street of Zhuzhou.
Yep. Tanks on the streets, guys. Tanks on the streets.
It's chilling.
This is where
it's
we're
a
at
chilling echo of the Tiananmen Square massacre, where troops were used to brutally suppress demonstrations.
And of course, the last picture in this whole thing is of the Tiananmen Square.
Now, what they don't really show you is this infamous photo is actually shopped and zoomed. He stopped an entire tank column. It goes on for like a long way through the picture. Nobody knows who this guy is or what happened to him either, but you can kind of infer that he's disappeared.
Yeah, because that's just how they roll over there. That's just how they roll.
One Beijing protester said they were desperately deleting their chat history.
Yep.
And Chinese authorities are regularly warning that foreign forces are endangering national security and have accused them.
And they always point the finger elsewhere.
The West. It's always the West did it.
Yes.
You know they're right. We are absolutely fucking your shit up.
We're pushing that. So apparently we're pushing that agenda in China. We're pushing that agenda.
Here we go. Look at this girl. Like she said,
Iran.
I ain't moving. I'm not moving.
And we're pushing that agenda throughout the world. And it's all our fault that people are uprising. And if you guys have paid attention, if you've noticed, the uprisings are on a global scale now. It's not just one little place here, one little place there. They're happening all over. And don't think that it can't come here. So make sure your preps are topped off. It's the holiday season. I know funds are tight. But do what you can, man. Make sure that you guys have extra.
Get your friends preps. Hell with them.
Yeah,
it's a gift.
That's a great Christmas gift. And typically, I don't think we did anything for the description section tonight. So, yeah. I forgot to do it.
What'd you forget to do?
The description section. It's gone. It's blank.
What are you talking about?
It's blank for the YouTube video.
It's not blank. You did it.
I didn't.
I fucking seen it.
It might be.
Whatever. Fuck that. Listen, our next story. Elon Musk, this fucking guy. Ding, ding, ding. Good thing we're going to talk about him.
Is now the...
Tyranny is all that lies ahead if free speech is lost in America as he prepares to release sensitive Twitter files on suppression. This is a battle for the future of civilization, he said.
So Elon Musk is going to give us a peek behind the shadow banning curtain.
Ooh, like their
how
modus
they do
operating,
it.
the
Yeah,
operating
man.
procedure.
Yeah, exactly. Jay Creature, you are right. This will go on your permanent record.
This is the permanent record they kept warning you about. Your fucking teachers, they knew that like this was coming.
It's true.
And you're like, careful. When they go ahead and dig up 20-year-old tweets and call you racist and cancel you, that's that permanent record they were fucking telling you about, man.
That's right. But
Everybody's deleting their chat history.
It would appear that Elon Musk is the harbinger of free speech now.
Okay, now
so he's already removed all of
this guy right here. Look at that face. Free speech in America. Look at these guys here. Look at this handsome couple of fucking assholes. Yeah.
It's going down.
So,
Travis. Travis says Strategic ETC will be holding a Toys for Tot drive this Sunday from noon to 1600. Anyone that would like to stop by will be holding a free Stop the Bleed class at 1700 hours. That's fantastic. Travis, where will you be hosting it? Please put it in the chat. Give me more information. I'll share it out to everybody on the community page. And any way I can help out, Toys for Tots is a great cause.
Christ. These pictures are awesome.
Livingston, man.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah. All right, we found the good shit.
Oh, no.
Yo, you guys,
What'd you get into?
Future president 2028.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, and we're definitely banned.
Nobody fucks with a Biden, right, Joe?
That's right.
Look at him. He's got the Glock. That's not a Glock. What is that?
I don't know, but his booger hook is on the bang switch.
Look at this fucking, look at this trigger discipline.
Is Elon going to buy YouTube? Man, that would be fantastic.
Google owns YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So now we're getting error messages. It's happening. It's happening.
He said fucking with Brandon too much. There he is. Look at this fucking
Jesus,
guy.
Mary and Joseph.
Why the fuck?
Isn't this all about China? And
no, it's apparently about Biden, bro. Hold up. Now, what he's going to do...
Wait. Whoa. This is the whole free speech narrative? Okay.
This is what it boils down to.
It boils down to Elon Musk is going to allow the photos and videos of Hunter Biden's laptop on Twitter.
Yeah, well,
Uncensored.
It's already on fucking everything. Look at it.
Yeah, well, here it is. I mean, what news site is this? The Daily Mail from the UK.
He's going to release, this is hard to get past with the Hunter.
Happy Tuesday, Prepper Book Club.
So when the Twitter censored that New York Post story about the Hunter Biden laptop,
yes,
he's going to release all of the emails and photos of that shit. And for public trust, he says.
Oh, Elon Musk is going to give us the ditty on the Biden family? Say word.
No, and then this turns into a slam piece on the Biden side. I don't have time for it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's our headlines.
Yeah.
For right now.
Yeah, that's the big one. Wow.
Hunter Biden, if he wasn't the president's son, is a cool guy. He's got this Neil Patrick Harris shit about him, you know what I mean? That bad boy. You heard what this motherfucker Hunter did? Got a foot job while he was smoking crack, bro. Everybody's that dude's fucking awesome, dude. He's fucking crazy, but he's Joe Biden's son. So he's a fucking asshole.
Apparently,
he's a fucking asshole.
Apparently, they will be investigating all of Joe Biden's dealings with his son.
I called this. It's all we're gonna do till the end of fucking time is investigate everybody, investigate,
back and forth, and they'll keep kicking the can down the road.
You investigating me, I'll investigate you, bro.
So one thing I did hear today is that Turkey has started a ground offensive in Syria, and they want to enact a 30-mile buffer zone between them and all of the shit that's going on in Syria.
What's Turkey? They beef with the Kurds, right?
Correct. And that's a lot of the folks who are in that zone.
It's pretty weird when you declare war on a race of people, Turkey. Just saying. Y'all already did this. If you don't know what the Armenian genocide is, look that up. Yeah. Turkey says that didn't
doesn't
happen.
Get talked about too.
Turkey said that didn't happen, just like they'll say that the Kurdish genocide didn't happen and isn't happening right now.
Correct.
It's not what it is, bro. How about all you fucking assholes stop fighting with each other over retarded shit?
It's
one thing to fight a war for national existence.
I still think there's a lot of headbutting since the divvying up after World War I.
No, it's those guys interpret Islam different, slaughter them. Back to that first commandment shit. Hey. Fucking religion damages a lot of things, man.
John says, cheers on the Mick Ultra, Livingston, man.
If I drink the full flavored ones, I have to pee too much. It's nice and
they weigh heavy on the bladder. So yeah, man, Turkey's rolling in like ground invasion. Like they're gonna set up this buffer zone no matter what.
I gotta take that. Can I?
That's heavy shit.
Can I circle back and re-clarify?
Circle it on back now. Circle it on back.
I said religion damages a lot of things. It's people's false interpretations of it damage a lot of things. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm done. That's what I meant.
Okay. So
before I'm just sitting here like he's a godless heathen. He just hates Jesus. Like.
So you've got what's going on in the Ukraine, right? You've got all that going on right now. There is a lot of tension in all of the countries surrounding that because we've seen things go astray and land in somebody else's backyard.
There's militarism.
So it's understandable why Turkey would want this buffer zone in Syria. I mean, you got a lot of fighting going on there, and it's right on your border. And you're a little nervous for the people that live in that region. So
you guys playing a dangerous game, like right there. I don't know. Put your hard hat on. This is a fucking work zone, everybody. Careful out there. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
But yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of this going on. And we really need to pay attention to
militarism and authoritarianism are on the rise.
Big time.
Today is not our day to die. That is tomorrow.
Amen. Vision preparedness. Amen. But yeah, man, we have to pay attention because I feel at any time, any one of these little things could become a very big thing with just a minor mistake.
Push from the media is all it takes. Like
Brett Guyvers in Hopewell. Welcome back to New York to stay, my friend.
Now, what else? Maybe I read about in the news today. What did I read about? Well, it's like the World Cup is going on. Is that it?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't really know about soccer, but maybe you guys care. I don't. But
we did just beat Iran.
It's football.
And I guess there was some serious tension before the match. Like, they were, like, going at each other.
Weren't those guys sort of protesting or something about that?
Yeah. So they're looking... Iran is in turmoil. There's uprisings in Iran.
Yeah, once again, because they killed a girl.
There's uprisings in China. There's uprisings.
They killed a woman for not wearing a fucking head covering in public. Like, that's...
Yeah, and then, they've really clamped down, like literally military on the street, just like China's doing. Again, the authoritarianism.
We don't do that here?
Oh, well, we do.
Go out wild out in the streets, see what happens.
Yeah.
I bet you they hit you with MRAPs and militarized police too. You thought they defunded them motherfuckers? They did not defund them motherfuckers.
They did not. They just gave them military
They still got better guns than you. They still got nicer shit than you.
They just gave them all the military surplus. All that old stuff.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Because these people are interpreting...
Fed Up American, what's happening, my friend? How are you? Kill it, grill it, what's going on? Guys, it does not look good. It does not fucking look good.
Now, there's what you see on the news, and maybe somebody can like chime in here or throw
Aussie Horn Hunter, what's happening?
Throw one in the chat. Now, as Americans, you're probably feeling the squeeze of inflation, honestly, the most.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Other than that, all these far-flung little conflicts and stuff, does it never bother you? One in the chat, if it bothers you that some guy like fucking blows himself up in Tehran, Iran, and because of that, for some reason, you now have to pay $5 more for a hamburger at Hannaford. Like, this is this one in the chat if that bothers you.
Yeah, man.
Like Putin's price hike and this, like, these are lies, we are told.
Oh, yeah, on a daily basis. This is the propaganda machine, Livingston, man. Absolutely, this is the propaganda machine. Greenleaf, what's happening? Marco, what's going on?
It apparently doesn't
I see
bother.
The notifications are flying out now, as Prepper now would say. They're flying off the shelves.
I see that. I was about to say, I see no one is like fucking pushing 1. All right, so everybody's like, no, I'm cool with like Putin's price hike.
No. We all know it's a crock of shit. We all know it's a crock of shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's like
and they deflect, and it's the policy that's causing the pinch, so to speak. The green revolution comes with a heavy price tag from your wallet and mine.
You know what I would do? Since this conversation has steered into like moralism and like doing the right, like what everybody knows is right, what's in your heart is right. You know what I mean? But the government should somewhat rule by that. I guess it's a common sense thing.
Okay. Well,
the fact that
it's almost a superpower, Livingston man.
What I guess I'm trying to get at. I'm notoriously bad at this. If you've ever seen our live streams, for me get to a point, I don't think so. But the legislation, the necessity of legislation before anyone can do anything. Like back to the gay marriage thing, like, oh, I can't marry my bro because the state said I can't, but then the government was like, actually not, yes, you can. Like, it shouldn't have been a question that they were asked to begin with. And a lot of legislation, I think that's the case.
Yes.
It's not even like who fucking asked.
It's an afterthought. It always seems to be an afterthought. There's never any foresight and getting ahead of a problem before it's a problem. They always have to tackle it after the fact. It sucks. It sucks.
Or they're reactionary. You never see them take something back. Like once they take a right from you, they don't give it back. Like,
hey, the Supreme Court tried. They gave us back our gun rights in New York State. And then the state was like, we ain't having that, and shut that shit down. And then obviously there's still ongoing legal battles. Every 3 or 4 days I hear about it getting overturned and then turned back on and then overturned and turned back on. And as a citizen of New York State, it really sucks.
Your taxpayer dollars are paying for the shit, and the whole time it's actually not affecting you. You're fucking
and they hang out in the Capitol with their gold-lined walls.
They're
lined in gold. No joke. The walls of the Capitol in New York State are lined in gold.
Everybody's all friends.
And that's where they hang out, and their ivory tower.
And in the meantime, your guns are still sitting in the fucking gun safe where you left them. Nothing's really changing except a bunch of douchebags.
God forbid you take them out of the house. One day you're legal to do that. Next day you're a felon if you do that. Then it's legal to do that. Then you're a felon if you do that. The back and forth really sucks. I wish these people would get their shit together. It'd be better if they just kept their fucking grubby hands out of it all to begin with. I mean, read the fucking Constitution. It's right there. Right? Right? Sorry, I get a little agitated.
Asking them to read, I think, is too much.
Well, they pass bills. So
here's this 10,000-page document.
Here's the gig with the gay marriage bill, folks. We know that they like to tie things to these bills. That way they can say, if you don't vote for this, you're against gay marriage. Even if it has provisions in it that would bankrupt your
$800 million for Ukraine?
Maybe. That's right. So I am very interested to see what comes to light from this bill when it hits the floor of the House. So we'll find out what's in it, because some people do actually read, or at least pay their legal team to read the whole stack of papers.
And then what? Sit down and act like they know what it means?
Well, they'll sit down and say, hey, why is this in this bill? This doesn't make sense. If you can revise it and take this out, we would absolutely pass it. And then, shine the bad light back on them. So it's interesting. I'm really interested to see how this whole thing plays out and what the hidden cookies are inside of all of this, because that's how they do this. My Mother Spark, what's happening, sister? Welcome.
I think we even want to know.
Yeah, I know. It's, we're like hemorrhaging money as a nation right now to every fucking buddy in the world for every fucking thing.
Well, we pander to identity politics and some
radical environmentalism. Can we call it that? Radical environmentalism, where we're spending $50 million to study why seagulls shit the way they do in Peru. Those are the kind of things.
That's chump change. 35 million. That's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's nothing. But to one of us, that would be life changing.
$35 million. Just for some scientist to piss it away and be like, we need to do more research. You guys, we just don't know.
This is how they funnel the money into these black programs. And, the CIA's budget is one thing, but their black budget is said to be, way beyond that.
If they disclosed it, it would compromise their operations, so they can't.
Oh, of course.
This is how black operations work. And those are, of course, happening. The only reason you know about it is a hole in the budget. We don't know what happened or why or who.
All we know is that it's all gone. All the money's gone. And I think it was just the other day.
Point, you have got to realize that the fucking money cannot be real. The money cannot be real.
There was billions and billions of dollars missing from the Pentagon. The Pentagon is missing billions yet again. And as soon as that shit happened,
fucking 9/11 happened.
As soon as I heard that, that was exactly my thought, Livingston Man. Was, oh shit.
Well, fuck, 9/11.
Here we go. Something's going to happen because you don't talk about money just disappearing like that and not have a way to cover that paper trail.
You don't have to cover your paper trail. Have you noticed they for investigation after investigation and fucking dirty dealings and you go ahead and buy fucking an eighth of weed from some local dude and they gonna know you bought that shit.
Well, yeah.
But billions goes missing. It's too big.
Unaccounted for. It's unaccounted for.
It's crazy. And it's gone.
Absolutely crazy.
When big government messes up like this, big corporation messes up like this, they either cop out, pay the fine, admit no wrongdoing, and it's over with, or it drags on and nobody cares. What are you going to do? Get your 800 million back? And
so
where?
That's the thing. Again, we come back to the whole. I investigated myself and I found no wrongdoing. Right. So they keep playing this freaking game, and how long can we play it? I mean, I suppose as long as we keep paying into the system, they can keep taking our money and doing whatever the fuck they want.
I think that's your answer right there. As long as it benefits them, this will continue.
Yeah.
And it clearly does.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a big vocal proponent of what you allow is what will continue. And, this is what we allow.
We traded a monarchy for this. Which, I don't know.
Well, this is what it's evolved
Explain to me, besides that your son gets to be president, what's the real difference between this?
I don't know that
this aristocratic
an
ruling
average
class
person would become president. You have to be groomed to be a president nowadays from
just like a monarch.
You have to be a lifelong politician.
What do they call it?
Unless you're filthy rich.
A Dauphine, right? The prince that's going to be king, it's a Dauphine or something, I believe the word is. Yeah, that's what this is. And you're going to see more of this. I call it dynastic politics, where you got your Andrew Cuomo's, your George W. Bush,
the Bush family, right? I mean, even Jeb was trying to get in on the roll.
Yeah, where you got now this is stuff, and then when you go back and find out that all these motherfuckers are related to the kings and queens of Europe and shit, you realize that line didn't get broke. It was 1776. Go ahead and start thinking about our system.
Research them. East Tennessee, what's happening?
That revolution didn't work the way you are. They hope you believe.
Initially, it did, but the cost of a constitutional republic was eternal vigilance. And we stopped paying attention. So that was a big one. And when we stopped paying attention, they basically did whatever the hell they wanted. Y'all have my blood boiling right now. I'm so pissed. Fed Up American, hold it together, brother. Hold it together. Hold the line. Livingston Man's digging deep right now. He's digging deep.
Of course he was. Our Lord and Savior, George Washington, is a descendant of Edward I of England. So this is going on.
Most people who came to America were descended from England, right? Or
not
France,
the king.
Or the big.
You know what it means to be related to the king, bro?
But how far? That was King Edward the First, right? He was a descendant of Edward the First of England. King Edward, you were on to King George at this point, right? It was King George at the time the revolution.
How you think you get to be king? You got to be related. Okay. How many U.S. presidents?
Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. To the royalty. Oh, fantastic.
42 of 40 at the time of this in 2012.
Okay.
Family tree that connected 42 of 43 U.S. presidents to one common and rather unexpected ancestor, King John of England. So, again, you can yell 1776 all you want, and all they did is pull wool over everyone's eyes.
Wow. Livingston, man, digging deep.
Are all 46 presidents related?
The crown. The crown.
With the exception of John F. Kennedy, Martin Van Buren, and perhaps Dwight D. Eisenhower, every president has ancestors from Great Britain, which in turn make many of them distantly related to one another.
Ooh, how about that? Well, that explains what happened to Mr. Kennedy, huh?
But my republic! What about my republic?
Wait, the republic has been dead for a very, very long time.
What about my democracy, though?
Democracy is me and Mrs. Livingston say that we are going to take your cigarettes and there ain't nothing you can do about it because it's 2 versus 1.
That's my rule, bro.
That's right. The Prepared Irishman, what's happening, my brother? How are you? It says, calm it down, all gonna die tomorrow. That's right. So we all gonna die Wednesday tomorrow. Yeah, guys. So, as the Livingston man has pointed out, the crown is
ain't nothing changed, baby.
The crown is still here. And they're still running the show. So, that's why I say I do not think the average person ever has a chance at a seat in the White House. We can't lose our democracy. We don't have a democracy. We have a constitutional republic, and it's been lost. It's been perverted. It is now something other.
100 people said fucking gay marriage, and 99 said no gay marriage. And sorry, that one guy was like, nah, I'm gay.
Yeah. So now they're all getting married. It's true.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
I hate fucking issues like this because it boils down to fucking someone is telling someone else what they can and can't do, and that's the thing I just can't get behind.
Sucks. Live your life, man. Do what you want to do. As long as you're not bothering other people.
Bother other people. If it doesn't sort itself out, fuck it. I don't know. Fuck act a fool. Fuck around, find out. All that. Okay? But
yeah.
I'm not coming out like we need anarchy, no laws. Not what I mean.
No.
I hate that there's always there's always this issue, and if you're not exactly for the issue, then you're against it. And that's not what I said.
So
I said I got issues with the issue, not that I hate the issue. But everybody's got to pick a side and stand on one side of the field.
Is it the divide tactic?
It certainly is. America is cut right down the middle as it is.
Right.
And then now keep putting everybody else in boxes.
It's fractured. It's very fractured. It's not even broke down the middle, and then those two pieces fractured, and they all kind of blended together, right? Because you got a lot of people who see it kind of both ways in the middle ground. You know, folks like me who are
those are the people that don't
live your life, be free, do your thing, right? Don't bring your bullshit around here. That's all I'm saying. Live your life.
Mickey Ultra people in the house.
That's right. But that middle ground, I think, is a lot bigger than most people think.
I think reaching across the aisle.
I think it's going to bite the politicians in the ass because they assume that we're left and right divided, and there's these morals that kind of commingle in the middle. You know, the moral fiber of the country that kind of holds everything together. And I think you find a lot of that intersection at all of the major fracture points where the pieces get smaller and smaller and smaller. They all kind of see, until you get to the extremes, you know, these are barely linked whatsoever. Just by the fact that they're human are they linked. But you find more and more connection as you draw closer and closer to the center. And I think that's going to bite these politicians in the ass.
I think the thing that brings most of us common folk together are things that they themselves can't understand.
Yeah.
Their world is simply not ours.
No. Everybody says black and white, and in reality, we live in that gray area.
Rich and poor.
Yeah, we live in that gray area.
It's not race war, it's class war. Everybody remember that.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, man. Would seem that the boot of the government is coming for all of us, right? To step right on our throat and crush us as much as they can possibly.
One in the chat. If you think that this is not a government of, by, or for the people.
Yeah, and give me a 0 if you think it is. How about that?
Do you feel represented?
That's right. That's right. I think we're in big trouble. And, 2024... The election that's coming up is not going to
happen.
Well,
too dangerous. Can't do it. For reasons of national security, we have decided to not have an election.
I wonder. I really do wonder just that, Livingston, man. I really do.
Somebody told me once that Donald Trump would be the last American president.
I believe it was The Simpsons that said that. Yeah, the last truly elected American president.
And after that, it was all going to be I'm not going to deny it. I'm going to say there's a lot of questions.
A lot of selection, not election.
Well, I think that when a certain party wins, it's the most secure and fucking awesome election ever. But then when the other one wins, it was hacked. It was fucking completely unsecure. It was like, which one is it? Like, you guys don't even bother to try to pick a side. You just fucking lie the whole time.
That's it. It's never, you never hear about the politician or for what he's going to do. It's what the other guy's a piece of shit doing wrong. Yep. Correct.
Now, I want to hear why you're good.
Outlaw says they said this last election. Correct.
Yeah, we already did it, bro.
The long bug out week. Have I decided? Yes, I want to do it. Have I come up with a date yet? Absolutely not. I want to get through. I've been hunting my ass off. I don't know if you guys have seen the shorts, but I've been in the woods like crazy.
He's been fucking slaying babies left and right. The more spots.
I haven't slayed
more times
shit.
Shoots.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. And
fawns all day. They're so much easier to carry out of the woods.
There's a lot of the little ones.
I'm dragging no fucking deer.
They just hang out next to me. I don't bother the little ones. I wait for the bigger ones.
They got like no taste buds. They'll destroy your landscape and shoot the little ones.
Yeah. But yes, I would like to do an extended weekend at some point. And I think it'll be a blast to do an extended event, like a real deal bug out.
I mean, to put you on the spot. I mean, we're not going to commit to a date per se, but a season. You're going to do. It's going to be a wintertime thing.
No. Wintertime it can be dangerous. It can be dangerous, especially if you're underprepared. And so we'll see.
So it's called. Let's say it's December. You got 4 months, and we'll be talking about doing something in the
springtime. Yeah, springtime, summertime. Summertime's a great time.
Summertime's so long away. You do one typically every season.
Typically. Wintertime, we tend to take a break, and then spring, summer, fall, we're hammering.
I killed Bambi's father with a spotlight out the fucking shotgun seat of Mike's truck. It was like somebody's house. It was right there.
That's the meme that's going around on all the hunting pages right now. Is how to kill big bucks, and it's a picture of the spotlight.
Right out the fucking side of the truck. I'm getting out.
Yeah, that's how you do it. A 22 mag and a spotlight.
Shoot across the road. What's the big deal?
Don't jack deer. Don't jack deer. Hunt them legitimately, and yeah. With a high-powered rifle.
Guys,
Prepper 101, what's happening, my friend?
Just be sure you're
unless there's a volcano, you're right, Jay Creature. So, with those things going off, it's important to pay attention to the other ones because you never know when something's going to shake loose.
Roaming Prepper, good to see you as always. Up? Boy, if you just got here, we have run the gamut. We got all philosophical.
Yeah.
We came out ambiguously. I mean, you don't even know what we stand for around here, and I'm happy about that.
Sure.
We shit on.
I stand for freedom.
We shit on concepts, not.
But I will shit on everybody because we're all equally scum, right? Right. We all suck.
It's true. You know, as much as I call out hypocrisy, like I do it all the time too. Like I love cows. If I see a cow, I'm like, you big stupid.
And you eat a cheeseburger while you're
I
hugging
will
them.
immediately go get a cheeseburger.
That's right.
And I somehow, what do they call it? Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
You can double think. Yeah, I know, but don't care.
Brett Guyver, it is all
I've
too
separated
popular in upstate New Yorkistan, man.
That's all you do. You hear that 22 Magnum go off in the middle of the night and you know what's going down.
That's right. That's not a coyote. Militant Farmer, what up?
Militant
Yes,
Farmer.
I would like to do some winter camping, but I am going to limit it to people who are experienced. That will be a invitation only kind of thing, and that will be in the dead of winter. So
what if, okay then, like just piggyback off of that, right? Because
Okay.
maybe there's some people in the chat like, what the fuck you mean, bro? I'm the shit out here.
that Militant Farmer called me out on it. Militant Farmer.
Like application, like you apply for an
Well,
invite?
no, not really. Not really.
Well, you get 13 people that all know how to do this. Why not teach 6 that don't? How are they going to learn? Act like it's cold, bro?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, you will need the golden ticket. That's right, Outlaw.
Putting
That's
feelers.
right.
So, like, apply. If you're, like, about winter camping, like, and it sucks.
Yeah. I know the Prepared Irishman would be in, for sure. I know Militant Farmer would be in. I know Jay Creature would be in. I know Outlaw's done the freeze outs, but he really likes his pellets.
Nobody calls me the Arctic Fox, but they should.
So Livingston Man wants to come freeze his ass off.
My favorite time. No bugs, man. No bugs.
It's cold. The Angry Prepper
No
loves
bugs.
the cold. Angry Prepper's a fan of the cold. I've done some cold weather outings with him. And it's a blast.
Stay tuned then. So join our Facebook group. Also, these tend to be held in, let's call it upstate New York. So if you're like way far out, gonna be on you to figure out how you're gonna get here if you're into that sort of thing. But can we like
Operator,
details?
you're absolutely correct. Minimum requirements are proper clothing, footwear, and the gear to be able to stay out there.
We do a vet. We're gonna vet you. Okay, listen. If you want to come camp with,
especially if we're gonna do it Jay Creature style and leave the cars and hike for a couple miles and stay somewhere. You really got to have your shit together. If we do it at the Hornet's Nest, I would definitely open it up to more inexperienced people because I could have a warming station nearby. And I could set the hot tent up and keep it warm in there. I mean, if you get really fucking cold, you bail out into the hot tent, warm yourself up. There's no shame in it. You learn that you needed better gear. That's all there is to it.
And then maybe us diehards will go out with like almost no safety net, but we can't be bringing folks that. Yeah, the cold can really get at you. Like you don't necessarily frostbite or fucking dehydration even because
dehydration is real in the cold because it's very hard to keep your water liquid.
You will exhale a cup or 2 of water an hour. Just alone. And because you're not sweating, you're not particularly hot. You don't
realize it.
You don't feel like you're thirsty, and it's really important. It's so much easier to get dehydrated in the cold than it is in the hot. When you're hot, you're instinctively just like, oh my God, I need water. In the cold, it doesn't occur to you.
Yeah. And it creeps up on you quick. I noticed
Klondike Derby, but not without all the pulling the fat kid around on the fucking sled thing. I'm not a Malamute, okay? Scoutmaster, thanks.
I know when Angry Prepper and I stayed out there after the fact, when I got home, I want to say it was Sunday night, I had a lot of cramping because I was dehydrated. You don't want to get out, sleep back, and go piss. You don't want to do anything. Well, I had a real hard time keeping the water liquid. It was like minus 15 with the wind chill. So shit freezes fast, man. It freezes really fast.
Your piss was freezing?
Well, no, I mean, I brought water with me, but I couldn't keep it liquid. I kept some in my jacket and it still really wasn't enough. As soon as you left that thing out for a second, it would freeze. So hot beverages, man, hot beverages, and
mine doesn't even stick out like through my Carhartts. I'm good.
Keep your water close to your body, inside pockets. Keep it thawed.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Camelbacks and like it's not really so much the Camelback itself; it's the tube that'll freeze. You got to keep it, run it under and through your core and whatever else.
Keep it warm. Keep it warm.
These are things that you could learn if you want to sign up. Join our Facebook group, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival.
Yep. We're on there. It's
we rep the events.
It's in the description section.
When we get this figured out, apply for a spot, and I guess we'll see.
East Tennessee says the moonshine won't freeze. That's right. I keep you warm, but you got to be careful with alcohol too in the cold because it brings your blood to your skin and it can actually make you go hypothermic a little bit faster. So, also moderation, my friends, moderation.
Another thing about that can happen is it really super cold is people can get desperate. Like your hands are fucking frozen, right? You're like, and you find like a tub of liquid of some kind.
Yeah, and you want to dunk your hands in it.
Because, it's not frozen, it must be warm. But no, it just has a lower freezing temperature. You just stuck your hands in moonshine that's like negative 10 degrees. You
yeah, not good, not good. Pee bottle is a thing. That's right, Jay Creature.
And then you hold it close.
And you give it a hug. The cold is a bad motherfucker, and it will mess you up if you're not prepared properly.
Oh, and it's all fun and games until like you have to go like do stuff. Like that's the problem with the cold. Like in the Army Survival Manual, it warns leadership that cold weather operations can quickly turn into what they call a camping trip. Yeah. Everyone and cocooned inside their bags and fucking freezing. They don't want to get up. They don't want to do anything but just fuck that. And like it's the cold makes everything harder.
It does. It really does. And you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
I've heard that freezing to death is one of the more pleasant ways to go. If you're into it, you know, it's you just.
See, Outlaw said it might be.
I don't know who lived to tell about it.
That's right. But if you had to bug out in the winter and you live in the Northeast, you may have to deal with snow. So it's something to try out at least and make sure that the gear that you have can see you through the situations that you may end up in. And that's something we'll be getting into here on the channel soon is the
winter is approaching.
Winter's almost here. The big bag swap from all the summer gear to the winter gear, because I've got my cool weather stuff and then I've got my cold weather stuff.
Oh fucking you! And you can go camping. You can bug out in the summer with the shit you got in your pockets. Winter, it's not an option. I don't care. I'm an Iron Man. I got Viking blood. You're gonna freeze to death. It's what you're gonna do, Viking as you are.
Cold.
You're gonna be one frozen Viking out there. Is what's gonna happen.
But yeah, I think a winter outing would be a blast, and I'm looking forward to it. Greenleaf managed a 10-mile ride today. Fantastic, bro. Fantastic.
It wasn't too bad. The sun did.
Yeah, but I'm sure the cold just wreaks havoc on your batteries. There's got to be a magic point with those.
I think so, because they give off heat as you discharge.
You want to dissipate it a little bit, but at the same time, that's right, Jerry. They when you're working in all that gear, it's important that when you start working, you start to delayer a little bit, because when it's cold out like that and you're chopping firewood or cutting firewood and dragging logs, you don't realize that you start sweating, right? And you're sweating like crazy, and say you've got a cotton base layer on.
You're dead.
Right. Then you're in real big trouble.
Cotton kills.
That's a big one.
I'll tell a story time. We did a thing. We climbed to this big hill, and we were going to just, me and a couple of my buddies threw some shit in our packs. We got some food, corned beef, that thing. We're going to go to the top of this big hill. We're going to stay there for the night. It's negative 10 degrees.
All right.
We hike up this hill, and there's not a trail or anything. It's just literally like this hill behind like a house and like that I know of. And we go up there, and we fucking hike all the way up this hill, and like it's negative 10 now, but we got like heavy clothes and like winter gear on.
Yeah.
Get to the top, me and my good buddy who is no longer with us, rip our jackets and fucking our fleeces off, and we're standing there steaming out in the freezing cold. And like the other, like the greenhorn newbie kind of guys came in, like looking at us like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And my buddy looks at him, he's like, what the fuck are you looking at? Take your fucking clothes off. You want to freeze to death?
Yeah.
And they didn't understand that what they had to do was get that sweat off of them. and put on dry stuff, or even just shake it out. Whatever you got to do. You can somewhat freeze dry your clothes. Not really. But yeah, you got to get that sweat off. You're wet.
You got to breathe.
Getting wet in the wintertime is the worst thing you can do because you will stay wet. There's no evaporative force to get it away from you.
Yeah, it's a big one. That's why the moisture wicking clothes and the ECWAX system. If you guys haven't seen the Livingston Man's ECWAX videos, watch them both.
I'm wearing level 1 right now.
Watch them both. They are readily available at surplus stores. I mean, you can pick up an ECWAX system relatively cheap. Or
interpret it like it doesn't have to be USGI military issue, but the same principles.
Same principles, exactly. The layering system and
wick moisture, insulate.
It's very, very important to have proper layers. Very important.
Gone are the days of being a kid. Remember, you're running around playing guns with your buddies, wearing jeans and a flannel shirt, soaking fucking wet. It's crawled through a swamp, got run over by a car, fucking all, and you're just fine. Okay, we don't do this anymore.
So wool does kind of work when it's wet. Now you're still going to be cold,
wool
but
insulates.
It does insulate when it's wet.
Right. So thinsulate. Mm-hmm. Is intended to do the same thing. It can also do the same thing.
Okay.
Wool is heavy.
Yes.
And is prone to shrinkage. And
so like that Permaloft.
Primaloft is also
insulation.
Can insulate when wet. This is a big down feathers. Now, for instance, cannot. As soon as down gets wet,
it compresses.
Because
no more insulating factor.
Here's how insulation.
Don't light the clothes on fire, though. That's right. Those synthetics are scary around fire.
Guys. If you now there's a fire resistant version of the ECWAX shell layers that I would highly recommend if you're going to be around campfires, because polyester, nylon, Gore-Tex, Primaloft, all these space age fabrics, incredibly intolerant to little spark flies off. You got a big melted hole in your fucking coat.
That's right.
Just like that.
That's right. Jay Creature, I agree. Try drying those clothes with a fire. Try it in real life. It is not easy. It is not easy. You probably now try it with some lesser quality gear. Because if it gets too close to the fire, you can kiss it sweet ass goodbye.
The polypropylene underwears are nice, thick.
Yes.
And they, in my experience with them, they don't wick as good.
As like a level 1?
Well, they would be the original, like level 1. ECWAX version 1 was what we would think of as level 1.
Okay.
The Polypros were your underwear, your base layer.
Right.
They're thick. Yes, very warm.
Yes. But I've had a shirt, I believe.
In my experience with them, they can clam up, they can get heavy, and they don't necessarily dry so fast. They hold
the moisture.
Yeah, and it beads up inside it, and you just end up feeling clammy.
Ooh, alpaca fiber. That's a good one. That's actually something I'm looking into, Livingston Man, is alpaca inserts for the bottom of your boots to add some insulating layer between you and that cold ground. Because most boots that you get nowadays don't have that insulating layer.
Every fucking time somebody burns the fucking soles right off their boots. Do not put your boots in the fire.
That's right. You have to keep on my mother's spark with that. She tries to jump into the fire. When you bring that southern blood up north, even in October, it was a little chilly.
Girls do this thing. They put on 75 pounds of clothes.
Yep.
And then they stand in front of the fire trying to get warm and can't because they have too much clothes.
The fire, the warmth is not getting.
In the meantime, the rest of us are dying of hypothermia because they're blocking all the heat.
Yep.
And listen, if you're gonna stand right next to the fire, then take like your jacket off. It's gonna actually
let it get to you. Let it get to you.
Insulation works both ways, everybody. Now, okay, here's what with insulation, clothes do not make you warm. The heat you give off and you are able to trap is what keeps you warm. Loft, trapping air is what keeps you warm. You have to. You can wear a big fuzzy fleece jacket,
right?
But go outside, the wind blows right through it, and you have lost it. But when you put a shell over that, you're too warm. You have to trap air. Clothes don't make you warm. You keep you warm.
Ooh, alpaca farmer, fantastic! Right up the road.
So we got alpaca farmers in the house.
Well, her neighbor is an alpaca farmer. They're in
the
Nebraska.
polypros are great for when you want to like chill out to your pajamas, if you will.
Yeah, that's warm. That's warm. And guys, make sure you have a good sleeping bag. I am a big proponent of the military sleep system. It will save your life in those kind of temperatures, and
used correctly with level 1 of the ECWAX or like the polypros that Jay's is talking about.
Dive right in that bag,
and you got a negative 40 rating.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic.
With no shelter.
Yeah, just laying on the ground.
Now, with the ECWAX system, in theory, what you could do is put on level 1, 2, 3, 7, get inside the fucking...
Oh, yeah, get inside the bag, and I mean, you're like a roasting marshmallow in a piece of aluminum foil. At
that point, you now have a temperature rating of, I think, negative 80.
Ooh, roaming preppers got scorpions that hide in warm places. Nah, man. Hey, we do have coyotes up here like crazy. I'll deal with the coyotes any day. If you've been to the Hornet's Nest, you know about the coyotes here in upstate New York. They get a little yippy out there at the Hornet's Nest.
What they got out west are nothing compared to these little brush wolves we have here.
Oh, yeah.
Coyotes are different, apparently. The further west you go, they're more closely related to wolves. They're cousins of some kind. But our little eastern brush wolves, they call them, are nothing compared to like western ones.
Jay Creature says vapor barrier socks. Very good.
Again, have had mixed results with such a thing.
Yeah, if you're a sweaty foot guy,
I'm what I call I'm a hot foot. One pair of socks only. I'll change them as necessary, but I can't do that.
Jay says fat people have a serious advantage in the winter. Amen. I pack the pounds on in the wintertime, and it keeps me warm.
I am a skinny guy. I have short hair. I can't wear a beard. I'm that dude that's cocooned the fuck out, like wearing goggles and shit. Like, what are you guys doing, bro? Fucking freezing. Give me a cigarette.
That's right. Micro Wolf wants to know how well Siberian Husky fluff insulates. Man, if you've ever brushed out a Husky, you got some serious insulation hanging out there.
They got multiple layers there. They have the undercoat and then their outer coat.
Yep. Gotta have it. Militant Farmer says hot foot, brother. Yep.
I will definitely shoot a scorpion before I shoot a coyote. I'll blast a hole in my own boot. Wow! He ain't there no more.
And we have a one-footed Livingston man. Man, well, we rambled right past closing time. But I want to thank y'all for being here, man. I really appreciate hanging out with you guys tonight, shooting this shit. It was an absolute blast. What'd you have you there, Livingston, man?
It's a nice little guitar.
He's got himself a little guitar. What have you there? Oh, man.
We tried to learn how to play this song.
We did. Are you going to play it? Oh, man.
See that pick right there?
Oh, you need a guitar pick.
I need a plectrum.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, thank you. Actually, don't hand it to me. Put it on the back of my hand.
Sorry.
For some unknown reason, it became a tradition to never hand a guitar pick to someone.
Oh, all right. I think I know this song. I was a highwayman. Along the coach road I did ride, with a sword and pistol by my side. Many a young maid lost her babbles to my trade. Many soldiers shed his lifeblood on my blade. Bastards hung me in the spring of 25. I'm still alive. I was a sailor. I was born upon the tide. With the sea I did abide. I sailed a schooner around the Horn of Mexico. I went aloft to furl the mainsail in a blow. When the odds broke off, they said that I got killed. I'm living still. I was a dam builder. Oh.
I was a dam builder. Take this up. Stealing water did collide.
I slipped and fell into the wet concrete. Oh, that's right. I slipped and fell into the wet concrete below. They buried me in that great tomb that knows no sound. I'm still around. I'll always be around and around and around. I flew a starship across the universe divide. And when I reach the other side, I'll find a place to rest my spirit if I can. Perhaps I may become a highwayman again. I never be a single drop of rain, but I will remain. I'll come back again and again and again. Again and again. Fantastic, Livingston, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's a very old song. It's so old I couldn't even remember all the lyrics. I'm sorry. I botched it a little bit there. But hey, what the hell, huh? If we're gonna get demonetized, might as well get demonetized.
He called me up. He's like, "We're gonna sing this song, bro."
That's right. That's right. Jay Creature says, "Free bird, free bird." Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. That was The Highwayman, right? Is the name of the song? What Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson,
Chris Christopherson, and
there you go.
Waylon Jennings.
There you go. There you go. That great. Now I'm pregnant, says Jay Creature.
Got him.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Thank you, Livingston, man. Fantastic job on the guitar. Sorry I didn't polish that off for you. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Smash that like button if you haven't. And check out the Livingston Man channel. He's out there. He's out there. He's out there.
But, okay.
We appreciate you guys. And we will catch y'all tomorrow on We All Gon' Die Wednesday. Have a great night, folks.